So talk to me a little bit about, the obvious question. Were you ever asked about your creative input, or was this always going to be strictly just a talent type situation?
Well, when I, look, the pitch was strictly a talent deal.
Okay.
And the reality of it was that the first TV that I came in, they had everything laid out. They knew exactly what they, wanted to do. I will say this, look, I'd never worked with Jeff in that way. So when I had come to TNA many years before, one of the criticisms or one of the positives was that when Jeff was in charge, you went to Jeff, and Jeff, the buck stopped there. Jeff knew what he wanted and would communicate that. And if you had a problem with it, you went to Jeff, and Jeff dealt with it. As the regimes grew, and there was Dixie, there was me, there was Eric, there was Hulk, way too many heads. So I was looking forward to, okay, Jeff is running this thing, just deal with one person. So that was kind of cool. Looking forward to that. When I came in for the first TV, I came in strictly as a talent. However, when I got there, Jeff said, hey, we're going back to the hotel afterward, and we're going to go over, tomorrow's shows. If you're not doing anything and you're bored, if you'd like to sit in with us and look at the shows, we'd love to have you. And production meeting starts at 1 o'clock or whatever. If you want to sit in on that, we'd love to have you. From a selfish standpoint, I took that as an opportunity to get my stuff the night before and earlier in the day.
Right.
So maybe I could have input on some of my stuff, and maybe I'll have it and I can knock it out and be done with it pretty early. So you can go back to the hotel. I don't sleep.
Right.
So why not go to their production meeting and sit in with them and at least listen to, not have it all on my shoulders. Just be a fly on the wall of sorts and be able to throw in a tidbit here, throw in a tidbit there, or none at all. So I took that opportunity and I went to the meetings after the shows, and I went to the production meeting just to listen and hear what was going on.
Chat me up. What's a production meeting look like in that era for them?
Well, the evenings before, we stayed at like a Residence Inn type hotel, and we would go into one of their meeting rooms at the end of the night, and everybody would order food, and if you had beer or wine or whatever and want to have a few drinks, you'd have a few drinks and sit there and go over the shows for the next couple of days based on what you shot that day. Does this still work? Does this creative still work? And then the next day you would come in and have the meeting in the same meeting place that we used to have the production meetings with TNA at Universal Studios, and sit with them and go over the shows and then go to work. The only difference for me is that when we went to work, all I had to worry about was my stuff. I didn't have to worry about going off and producing anybody else's stuff.